Local to the North Country, but with a moving past, Patricia Watts shared her story on how organ donation not only saved someone else's life, but her own. Patricia moved to New York from the Seychelles in her early 20s to attend SUNY Geneseo. She then eventually moved to the North Country with her husband to pursue her career in speech pathology. Later, she had a pair of twins and one son. Watts, however, following experiences from her childhood, kept her ties with her family back home strong. Patricia's family had been impacted by polycystic kidney disease, which took the life of her father during a kidney transplant when she was a teenager.
So that was hard because I was only 14 years old. And then when that happened, the doctor decided then to have all of us tested, and then found out that I'm a twin as well. I have twins, but I'm also a twin. And found out, so that we got tested, found out my older sister, who at that time was 6 years older, and my brother Harry, who I donated the kidney to, they both had disease, whereas Patrick and I, we were fine. So growing up, Harry had to be very careful, and long story short, I remember in 2017, when he started getting sick, his body, had no energy, found out that his kidney was weakening, so they were starting the process for dialysis. I always told him, or anybody in my family, that if they needed a kidney, I would give you guys a kidney without problem. It was an easy decision for me. He said, I think, so when he called me, he goes, hey, things are not great. And before I even asked, I'm like, hey, Harry, I know, whatever you need, I'll give you a kidney, no problem.
During the summer of 2018, Patricia knew it was time.
My brother was not feeling good. He didn't feel great. He was in a lot of pain. And he decided to go back home. We don't have the facility also to do. Now we have dialysis. And when I went there, I went with my brother to be with him for 4 hours for his dialysis. When I saw that, I'm like, no way. That cemented my decision to give him that kidney. I'm like, he can go through this. We did that, and then on the 18th, he was having a lot of pain, and he was really sick. So he said, anyways, I need to go to Sri Lanka. That's where we're gonna have the kidney transplant. That's the hospital also that was following my brother, because they didn't have such a facility for transplant in the Seychelles. So you either go somewhere international. But when we got there, it took forever, because we realized at that time, due to kidney trafficking, Sri Lanka banned all international surgery. So I'm here, I'm the donor, my brother is here, and what are we gonna do? So they said, we need to wait and get approval from the government of Sri Lanka. So we were in the hospital for 2 weeks, waiting, but they didn't want us to leave because they want us to stay healthy. Don't go around and catch any diseases or whatever. So we stay in the hospital, and then it was all approved after 2 weeks.
However, after years of work to follow through with her brother's life-changing surgery.
And then we were called into the doctor's office, say, hey, we found something. Like, I had to have another CT scan done. So they said, incidental finding, we found a splenic artery aneurysm on the splenic artery aneurysm.
A ticking time bomb.
So basically I had this little bulge on my splenic artery that was 2 centimeters dilated. So at that time the doctor said, when you're a donor, but now you are a patient and you have all the right. In the real world, you cannot donate a kidney right now because you are sick.
But miracles prevailed. The doctors of Sri Lanka performed a groundbreaking surgery, fixing the aneurysm and donating one of Patricia's kidneys to her brother.
We had the surgery September 2018. It's been 2 years on the 20th of September this year.
The surgery that saved her and her brother's lives left Patricia reflecting on the fragility of life.
How the community, especially in the North Country, came together. I was gone for 2 months. At that time, my twins were 12 and Julian was 10, and my husband was busy working because I had to take time off work. And the whole community came together. We go to South Jeff, but not only the South Jeff community, my workplace, everybody helped out with everything that's happening. You just need humanity. Everybody needs to go back to square one. just be humane. Like humanity and selflessness. Don't do things to get things in return. Like even with my brother right now, I see how happy he is, how he has a new lease on life, and even whenever I wake up in the morning, I'm not always like I have my temper or whatever, but every time I wake up in the morning and I'm sad or something is happening, I just think what I did for my brother. Like it automatically makes you happy. If we only touch everything that we do with humanity and selflessness, I think we all indeed will thrive.
For ABC 50 Now, I'm Isabella Colello.